What's good, everybody? It is Mike Man WBA here, back again with the second episode of Trios Wrestling Federation, in which we are taking the 32 best trios teams in the world and making them face off in a league competition to find out who is the best. First things off, apologies if you can hear my fan in the background during parts of this video, but it is way too hot to not have it on. I've got it on quietly, hopefully, so hopefully it won't be too much bother. And secondly, I know I said this would be going up the day after the first video, but honestly I was really ill yesterday and didn't get to record it, so it's going up now. But we have got the first week booked, so let's jump straight in. I'm going to keep the fixtures a bit of a surprise for people, so we're going to go straight in to week 1, Division 1. Let's go. So our first matchup is Tranquillo versus Team ROH, and in a bout that unfortunately had terrible wrestling because everyone is set to 0 across the board in terms of popularity. The team of Tranquillo, which is Andrade, Cien Almas, Rush and Tetsuya Naito, defeated Team ROH, which is Christopher Daniels, Colt Cabana and Jay Lethal, in 14 minutes and 58 seconds when Tetsuya Naito defeated Jay Lethal by pinfall. Says with a flying splash because not everybody will have their proper movesets, because for some reason I think some people's movesets are tied to companies. So it says Naito won with a flying splash, but pretend it's the Destino. In terms of in-ring performances, Naito was the best with a 50, his teammates Almas getting a 47 and Rush only getting a 32. And on the other side, Jay Lethal got himself a 49, Christopher Daniels a 46 and Colt Cabana a 37. So Rush improving in his flying and performance skills though, which is good to see. And a 49D plus to kick us off. Next up, we have the team of Chaos versus the White Russians. And in an abysmal match, unfortunately, the White Russians, Ilya Dragunov, Jay White and Leo Rush defeat Chaos, Okada, Ishii and Yano, when Leo Rush defeated Tomohiro Ishii by pinfall with a Rush Hour. In terms of the performances, Okada got himself a 50, Yano and Ishii both got 39s, Leo Rush got a 34, Jay White a 29 and Ilya Dragunov a 26, with Ilya Dragunov improving in his performance skills and that match getting us a 43D. Next up, we have British Strong Style versus the Job Squad, and in another abysmal match, British Strong Style of Pete Dunne, Trent Seven and Tyler Bate defeated the Job Squad of Kurt Hawkins, Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder in 14 minutes and 44 seconds when Pete Dunne defeated Mojo Rawley by pinfall with the bitter end. Tyler and Pete both got 39s in this, with Trent getting a 31. Hawkins got a 31, Mojo a 30 and Zack Ryder a 29. No improvements on that one, and that match getting us a 38D-. Next up, in another abysmal match between the Leaders 2000 and Space Cakes. Space Cakes, the team of Matt Riddle, Matt Sydal and Space Monkey, defeated Leaders 2000, which was Marty Scurll, Will Ospreay and Zack Sabre Jr. in 15 minutes and 4 seconds when Matt Riddle defeated Will Ospreay by submission with a guillotine choke. I'll be honest, considering these 3v3 matches, I've set them to have a set time limit of 15 minutes. I've no idea how a match can go 15 minutes and 4 seconds, but that's just TEW and the fact that it doesn't seem to work properly. Zack Sabre Jr. got himself a 47, Will Ospreay a 42 and Marty Scurll a 37. Matt Sydal got a 42, Matt Riddle a 41 and Space Monkey a 34. Ospreay improved his performance skills and Riddle improved his technical skills. That match got us a 46. Next up, in a match between Aussie Open and Shut and Ringkampf, it is Ringkampf, the team of Axel Dieter Jr., Timothy Thatcher and Volta, that come ahead against Aussie Open and Shut, which is Adam Brooks, Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis, in 14 minutes and 40 seconds when Volta defeated Adam Brooks by pinfall with a golden bomb. Axel Dieter Jr. was head and shoulders above everyone else in this match, Mark Davis with a 29, Kyle Fletcher with a 27, and Adam Brooks with a 32. Volta with a 25, Thatcher with a 26, and Axel Dieter Jr. with a 43, with Thatcher improving in his rumble skills. That match giving us a 37 D-. Then next up, the match between the Hall of Famers Batista, Randy Orton, and Rey Mysterio against What the Rocks Are Cooking, Jonah Rock, Rockstar Spud, and Rocky Romero. In an abysmal match, What the Rocks Are Cooking defeated the Hall of Famers in 14 minutes and 51 when Jonah Rock defeated Batista by pinfall with a death drop driver. This after Batista actually announced to the world that he believed he was carrying the company. Batista was the weak link as well, struggling to keep up with everyone else's in-ring performance. Batista was really off his game, getting a 27 to Rey Mysterio's 37 and Randy Orton's 50, where Rocky Romero got a 43, Rockstar Spud a 40, and Jonah Rock a 37. Rockstar Spud improving his performance skills, that match giving us a 46D. Next up, we have the team of Vanity versus The Shield, and in another abysmal match, of course, Vanity, David Starr, Donovan Dijak, and Ethan Page defeated The Shield, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns in 15 minutes 30, when Ethan Page defeated Seth Rollins by pinfall with a spinning facebuster. Page getting a 26, Dijak a 28, and Starr a 23, while Roman Reigns got a 37, Seth Rollins a 50, and Dean Ambrose a 42. Dijak there improving his performance skills as that match gets us a 42D. And then in our main event of the evening, where the European lads are against the Undisputed Era. The Undisputed Era, Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly defeated the European lads Cesaro, Rusev, and Sheamus in 14 minutes 54 when Adam Cole defeated Sheamus by pinfall with a flying crossbody. Sheamus and Cesaro both getting 47s, Rusev getting a 42, Kyle O'Reilly a 36, Bobby Fish a 33, and Adam Cole a 35. A lot of improvements in this one with Cesaro, Adam Cole, and Kyle O'Reilly all improving their performance skills, and Bobby Fish improving his technicals for a 46D match rating in the end. As we end the show with a 46D, and it loses its popularity literally everywhere because we are a global company. We will end Division 1 here. I'll be back with you in a minute for the Division 2 matches, because they are obviously on a different show now, as unfortunately Ric Flair passes away. Another thing I forgot to mention before this actually was the fact that Christopher Daniels took Leo Rush under his wing as his protege, and then Leo Rush and Braun Strowman randomly decided to become best friends. Roman Reigns also thinks he's carrying the entire company by himself, and we were fined $25,000 after apparently illegally using unlicensed music at our last show. Never actually seen that before. We've been fined. Apparently, we've now been fined $1 million after being caught using music that wasn't licensed. So I should probably change that, as we actually fought a national. But that's mainly because I had to change the product to allow for full matches and no angles. But I'll be back in 2 seconds with Division 2. Okay guys, I'm back, and the eagle-eyed amongst you may notice that I'm a week later in game, and that is because I hadn't signed either Noam Dar or Spike Trivet, and then because the game has them in different locations in the game, I couldn't hire them both as local, so I had to cancel the show, sim another week, sign those two guys up, and then run the next week. So that's another week, a week of each show that we've had to manoeuvre around. But we're back with the first week of Division 2. Let's jump straight into it. So we start off with CCK versus Team Smug Pricks, and Chris Brooks, Jonathan Gresham, and Kid Lykos defeat Team Smug Pricks, Johnny Mundo, Spike Trivet, and The Miz in 14 minutes and 34 seconds when Kid Lykos defeated The Miz by pinfall with a sliced bread number 2. Spike Trivet hasn't got a gimmick, which was probably a mistake on my part. But Kid Lykos got himself a 36, Jonathan Gresham a 31, and Chris Brooks a 24. The Miz got a 34, Spike Trivet a 20, but Johnny Mundo, the best of the lot, with a 45, and Spike improving his performance skills. Next up, we have Team NXT versus Team Scotland, and it is Team Scotland, which is Drew Galloway, Grado, and Noam Dar, defeating Team NXT, which is Aleister Black, Johnny Gargano, and Roderick Strong, in 14 minutes and 49 seconds, when Drew Galloway defeats Black by pinfall with a Scott drop. Grado was the weak link in this match. Roderick Strong getting a 40, Gargano a 38, Aleister Black a 39, Noam Dar 37, Grado a 26, and Drew Galloway a 41. Galloway improving in his flying skills and Gargano in his performance skills. Probably the best sort of all-round match where everyone's sort of at the same level, apart from Grado, obviously, without anyone being truly exceptional in this one. But Team Scotland coming out ahead. Next up, we have Suzuki Gun versus the New Day, and it is Suzuki Gun, which is Davey Boy Smith Jr., Lance Hoyt, and Minoru Suzuki, that come out ahead against the New Day, which is of course Big E, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods, in 1437, when Minoru Suzuki defeats Big E by pinfall with a reverse DDT backbreaker. Suzuki got himself a 43, Lance Hoyt a 32, and Davey Boy Smith Jr. a 37, while Xavier got a 41, Kofi a 44, and Big E a 40. Big E improved in his performance skills, as did Xavier Woods, with Lance Hoyt improving in his flying. That match got us a 44. After that, we had Vengeance versus Ally J, and it is Vengeance, which is, of course, Jimmy Havoc, Mark Haskins, and Morgan Webster, that defeat Ally J, which is Evil, Hiromu Takahashi, and Sanada, in 1517, when Mark Haskins defeats Takahashi by pinfall with a painkiller. Webster was off his game and he got a 29, Haskins got a 42, Havoc got a 32, Sanada and Evil both 31s, and Hiromu with a 42. Evil improved in his performance skills. That match gave us a 40D-. Next up, we have the Elite versus Team CTW, and in a big shock that I'm sure WildSparrow will be very happy about, Team CTW, Leo Rossi, Red Eagle, and Symbiote defeated the Elite, Kenny Omega, and the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, in 14 minutes 41, when Symbiote defeated Kenny Omega by pinfall. Kenny was head and shoulders above everyone else with a 52 in-ring performance, which is the best so far. Nick Jackson getting a 41, Matt Jackson a 38. Symbiote and Leo Rossi both 21s, and Red Eagle a 24. For a match rating of 42D. Following that, we had one of the better matches of the night, which is a 46D, when it was Braun versus the Canadian Best Friends, and the Canadian trio of Chris Jericho, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn do come out on top, defeating Braun Strowman, when Sami Zayn defeated Strowman by pinfall with a brainbuster. Strowman getting himself a 36, Sami Zayn a 42, Kevin Owens a 46, and Jericho a 41. No improvements in that one. I'd love to see Sami Zayn try and pick up Braun for a brainbuster in real life. Next up, we have the women's team, Scarier Than the Men, versus Team Japan, and it is actually Killer Kelly, Millie McKenzie, and Toni Storm that come out ahead, defeating Hiroshi Tanahashi, Kota Ibushi, and Naoki Tanizaki in 15 minutes and 18 seconds, when Killer Kelly defeats Kota Ibushi with a super kick. Toni Storm got a 32, Millie McKenzie a 29, and Killer Kelly a 26. Naoki Tanizaki got a 33, Kota Ibushi a 48, and Hiroshi Tanahashi a 42. Ibushi also improved his rumble skills, and that match got us a 42D. And the main event of Night 2, the Bella Busters versus When TNA Was Good. And it is the team of AJ Styles, Bobby Roode, and Samoa Joe that beat Daniel Bryan, John Cena, and John Laurinaitis in 1503 when Samoa Joe defeated John Cena by submission with a Coquina clutch. John Laurinaitis being the weak link but not getting pinned as he got an in-ring performance of 11. John Cena got a 39, Daniel Bryan a 50, Samoa Joe a 47, Bobby Roode a 49, and AJ Styles a 50. No work improvements in that one. That got us a 47D, which I think might be our best match rating so far. So we'll end that show with a 46D. We'll continue. But that is all for week 1. I'll be back with you in a minute though. Hopefully I'll throw up a little fancy graphic with the league tables so far, and then also maybe, if I think about it, the top performances. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, we are back with the league tables, and in Division 1 we are led off by Tranquillo, the White Russians, BSS, Space Cakes, Ring Camp, What the Rocks Are Cooking, Vanity and Undisputed Era. And in Division 2 it is led by CCK, Team Scotland, Suzuki Gun, Vengeance, Team CTW, the Canadian Best Friends, Scarier Than the Men, and When TNA Was Good. Though of course they will change around in the coming weeks as of course other teams face each other. And if you look down here, we have the best in-ring performances. I've got the top 16 just because there's 16 teams in each division, so I thought that would be a cool / weird way of doing it. So in first place at the moment with 52 we have Kenny Omega. Following him, the next sort of 6 places, we have AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, Kazuchika Okada and Tetsuya Naito, all with 50. Then we have Jay Lethal and Bobby Roode with 49. Kota Ibushi sits in 10th place with 48. Then we have Zack Sabre Jr., Cesaro, Sheamus, Andrade Cien Almas and Samoa Joe with 47. And then Kevin Owens sits in 16th place with a 46. Now these will get updated, either just the ratings and then their positions, or we'll get new entries depending on how well the other guys do throughout the tournament. I fully expect all of these to rise quite quickly throughout the tournament, just because the product does rate them on their equally on performance and popularity. So at the moment it's pretty much just performance, but because they all had the same popularity, which was 0. But as they gain popularity throughout the tournament due to the TV deals we have and such, their ratings will start to rise, and the teams that start to win more will have their performances increase more because their popularity will grow more. Of course, it won't change the outcome of the matches because they'll all be set as main eventers, so it doesn't matter too much in terms of the results of the match, but it will change their performances. And then as we go through the weeks, I'll move this over to the side. I'll make a new column which is the best average performance, which will take slightly longer to make for myself, but I think it'll be cool viewing because you'll see the guys that consistently perform at a similar level, as opposed to some of the guys that will perform well one week and then perform poorly the next, and then sort of drop off a bit, or they will get a couple of good matches against certain competitors but won't be able to keep up against the others. But for now, I think that is all for this week, or this episode I should say. Let me know in the comments if the team that you thought would win are currently sat with a 1-0 record, or if they are currently 0-1. I thought that one of the dark horses for the tournament was going to be Team NXT. However, they did pick up the loss week 1 to Team Scotland, so it's not looking good for them. But yeah, thank you for watching this episode, and I will see you very soon for the next one. Goodbye.